Hi, I'm Allison Ladon Daroui, and this is the Ladon Method. Welcome to our Feels class. I just want you to move at your own pace, and all you need is a mat, some comfortable clothes, and we're going to get moving. So once you're ready, we'll take it into a tabletop and just take a moment to check in, coming into our breath. You can move through cat and cow. In cow, dropping the belly low, bringing the chin and hips high. In cat, hollowing out, chin towards chest, pelvis towards navel, moving through at your own pace. And then take some nice organic movement here. Maybe you're taking some C curves of the spine, allowing your hips to move from right to left. You're bringing your gaze towards that hip that's sticking out. You might work with that. Maybe you're still moving through cat and cow, or some other options. You might take some nice big circles of the hips. Inhaling as you take it forward, exhaling as you sit it back. Just really building that awareness in the body, really deepening the conversation of your mind and your body. You might switch the direction of your circles. Maybe the movement becomes more exaggerated as you begin to open up. Then come back to that tabletop, finding stillness. From here, we'll curl the toes under, lifting the hips up and back, coming into our downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift both heels high. On an exhale, allow both heels to fall towards the left side of the mat. On an inhale, let's lift both heels high. On an exhale, allow both heels to fall towards the right side of your mat. On an inhale, let's lift both heels high, keep it at center. On an exhale, allow the heels to melt straight down towards the mat. Pausing here, feel the crown of your head and your sit bones reach in opposite directions as your heels melt towards the mat. And then once you're ready, you begin to slowly walk your feet behind your hands, relaxing in a rag doll, relaxing your head and neck, nodding your head right to left, up and down. And finding some stillness here, just releasing some tension from the back of the neck. Deepening your breath, taking longer inhales, longer exhales. Bring a gentle bend into the knees, slowly roll it all the way up to standing. Your neck and head should be the last things to rise once you arrive at standing. Roll the shoulders back down along the spine. Feel that rotation of your pelvis towards the navel, finding a nice strong core, a nice neutral spine. Feeling the crown of your head reach up towards the ceiling. On an inhale, let's bring the arms high overhead. Reach the fingertips high as your shoulders relax down. On an exhale, allow the hands to melt through heart center. On an inhale, reach your fingertips high. From here, let's swan dive it forward. Arms wide, palms face down. Lead with your chest as you hinge forward at the hips. Let everything hang heavy. Relax the head and neck. On an inhale, let's lift it up halfway. Bringing fingertips to your shins right beneath the knees, allowing your chest to puff out, lengthening your spine. Exhale, let's find a high plank here. Lower onto your knees, finding a modified plank. Feel that rotation of pelvis towards the navel. Lead with your chest. Elbows reach towards the back as you slowly lower down onto the mat as slowly as you can. Once you make your way down, press the tops of the feet, the nail side of the feet onto the mat. Bring tented fingertips to frame the sides of your mat. On an inhale, reach the chest forward. Exhale, lower it down. You can continue here, lifting and lowering, or maybe you're lifting and then dipping one shoulder towards the center of the mat, then the other. You have some options here. You might stay at center, rolling out the shoulders a bit. Maybe you're taking some neck rolls. Just see where your body needs here. Just allowing yourself to feel your body, allowing yourself to explore here. And on your own time, don't feel rushed to get there. We'll lower it down, planting palms onto the mat, lift it up to a tabletop, and back in to a downward facing dog. Taking a couple rounds of breath here. And once you're ready, begin to step the feet behind the hands, relaxing your torso down, relaxing the head and neck, bringing a gentle bend into the knees. Roll it all the way up to standing. Make sure to allow the head to hang heavy. Neck and head are the last things to rise. Rolling the shoulders up towards the ears, back down along the spine. Bring those arms high overhead, fingertips high. This time, let's just swan dive it forward, leading with the chest. Hinging forward at the hips. Inhale, lift it up halfway with that nice flat back. Plant the palms, step it back to your high plank, top of a push-up. Either taking a modification on the knees here to move through your chaturanga and taking a low cobra, or you might come into your up dog. If you decide to come into an up dog, you want to roll the shoulders back, feel the shoulder blades move towards one another. The weight is on the tops of the feet and your hands as you begin to peel your chest off the mat. Belly button moves towards spine to help protect the low back. Make sure you're broadening across the chest. There's no shrugging of the shoulders towards the ears. You're staying lifted. If that's ever too much, just take a low cobra here. Not lifting as high, bringing the hands in line with your low ribs and allowing the belly and thighs to meet the mat here. So just see what works for you. Every day's a little bit different. And once you're ready, we'll take it into a tabletop and back into a down dog. Checking in with your breath. And once you're ready, on an inhale, let's reach the left leg high. On an exhale, step through to a low lunge, stepping your left foot to the inside of your left thumb. Remember, you can always assist it forwards, assisting that foot forward with your hand, grabbing onto your ankle or calf. From here, let's lower onto the back knee. Plant your right palm. We'll reach the left fingertips high. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, maybe twisting a little bit more. You can always bring your left hand onto the thigh for a little bit more leverage. Maybe take your twist a little bit further, but not forcing it. Yeah, feel the spine get long as you inhale. As you exhale, maybe taking it a little bit further. Beautiful. Once you're ready, let's lower the left hand down. From here, we're going to square off the hips to the mat. We'll begin to walk the hands back. You might stay pretty lifted here, feeling your belly come towards the thigh as you work towards straightening that front leg, or you might sit your right glute onto your right heel and allowing the belly to move towards the thigh. If you're more open, your face might even come towards the shin, but don't force it. Many of us are going to be pretty lifted here. And once you're ready, we'll crawl the hands forward, coming into that modified lunge here. Reach your chest forward, opening the heart. Nice big inhale. On an exhale, let's crawl the hands back, sitting it back, straightening or working towards straightening that front leg, bringing belly towards thigh. Let's take another round here. Moving at your own pace, seeing where your depth is. And then we'll walk it forward here. And then we'll plant the palms, curl your back toes under, lift your back knee off the mat. We'll step it to the top of the mat, find a gentle bend in the knees, relax your head and neck, slowly roll it up one vertebra at a time. Again, the neck and head should be the last to rise. Roll those shoulders back down along the spine. Bring the arms high overhead. Nice big inhale. Exhale, arms out wide. Let's swan dive it forward. Inhale, lift it up halfway. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back to your high plank. Taking any version of your flow. Maybe you're moving through chaturanga and up dog. Maybe you're taking that modification on the knees and taking your low cobra. Just see what works for you. Eventually, we'll all meet in a downward facing dog. Making sure you're still breathing, trying to avoid shortness of breath, finding that length and depth of breath. On an inhale, let's lift that right leg high. Exhale, let's step it through to a low lunge, stepping your right foot to the inside of your right thumb. Remember, you can always assist that foot forward. Lower onto your back knee here. Plant your left palm, and we'll come into our twist here. You can begin rotating your chest towards the right.
You can either keep your right hand on the thigh for a bit more leverage, or maybe you're reaching your right fingertips high. First, focusing on lengthening the spine as you inhale. As you exhale, you might twist a little bit more, but try not to collapse into that left hip. Try to keep your foundation nice and strong. On your own time, you can lower the right hand down. From here, we'll start to crawl the hands back as you work towards straightening that front leg. Again, on this side, maybe you're staying pretty lifted, just feeling the belly button move in the direction of the thigh. Or you might sit back, sitting your left glute onto your left heel, allowing yourself to hinge forward. It's okay if your head is nowhere near your shin. You're working first towards trying to connect your belly towards your thigh. Then maybe the forehead will come towards the shin. Then we'll walk the fingertips forward, finding that nice lunge here, trying not to allow that front knee to go past the toes. Try to stack your knee above the ankle as you shine your heart forward. And we'll take a couple rounds here, moving at your own pace. It helps to find that nice rhythm of your breath, that calmness of your breath. It allows your body to release tension. You're releasing stress, and then allows you to move more freely rather than clenching. Okay, and on your own time, you can take it back to that low lunge, that modified lunge at the top of the mat. We'll plant the palms, curling the back toes under, lifting the back knee off the mat. Step forward to the top of the mat. Find a gentle bend in the knees, relax the head and neck, relax your arms, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Rolling those shoulders back, bringing the arms high overhead, staying at standing. And exhale, allow the hands to smell through heart center. Beautiful. From here, find your stability, find a drishti, one point to focus on. Maybe it's a little speck on the floor or something straight ahead of you. Bring your weight into your right leg and we'll lift the left knee high, reaching the fingertips high. Relax the shoulders down. Find your stability to begin. Try to level off your hips. Flex your left foot. Pausing here. And we'll twist across the body. Your low body is isolated, squared off to the top of the mat. You're opening your chest towards the left, actively reaching your fingertips in opposite directions. Take it back to center here. Bring your hands to heart center. Extend your left heel back, coming into a warrior three with hands at heart center. Try to square off the hips to the mat. Feeling the crown of the head reach forward as your left heel reaches towards the back. Landing on your left sole of the foot. You're in a high lunge here, so take any adjustments if you didn't land right where you like. You want your right knee stacked right above the ankle. Your back leg is straight. Your left heel is facing straight up towards the ceiling. You're just on that left sole of the foot. From here, bend in your back knee. Feel that rotation of pelvis towards navel so your spine is neutral. You're not sticking the butt out here. Maintain that neutral spine. Straighten your front leg. Inhale, lengthen the spine. On an exhale, let's hook the left elbow to the outside of that right thigh. You can always take a modification, lowering onto your back knee. Just see where you want to take this. Breathing into it. And then once you're ready, let's lower the hands down to frame that right foot. Inhale, reach your chest forward. On an exhale, we'll work towards straightening the front leg, feeling the belly move towards the thigh. Maybe your face comes towards the shin, but not forcing it, just transitioning at your own pace. And if it's really challenging to get your hands down onto the mat, you can always grab onto some nearby blocks. They have 3 different settings on them. If you don't have blocks, you could always grab onto something that's equal in height, like maybe some pots for plants. Just seeing what works for you. And you can always stay more lifted here, making that transition. But just see what you need here, and you can always drop onto the back knee. You have options wherever you are. All right. Once you're ready, We'll plant the palms, step it back to your high plank, and we'll move through our flow, either taking it through chaturanga and up dog. Maybe you're taking that modification on the knees. Just see what your body needs. We'll all meet in a down dog eventually. Checking in with the breath. And on your own time, you can begin to walk your feet behind the hands. Find a gentle bend in the knees. Roll it all the way up to standing. Good. From here, let's bring the weight into our left leg. Reach your right knee high, flexing the foot, squaring off the hips. So you want to level that right hip in line with the left rather than allowing it to pop up. Reach your fingertips high, flex your right foot. Now the hips, the low body stays nice and isolated, stays stationary as you open your chest towards the right side wall, activating the fingertips, reaching in opposite directions, breathing into it. As you inhale, you might get taller. As you exhale, maybe you twist more. Then let's take it back to center, reaching the fingertips high, and bring the hands to heart center. Find your drishti, that one non-moving point ahead of you, as you begin to extend your right leg back, squaring off the hips to the mat, coming into that warrior three, finding your stability in that standing leg, finding the four corners of that standing foot, and then we'll land in our crescent lunge here. So take a moment to set yourself up here. So if you didn't land right where you like, play around with a little bit of the distance between the feet. You want to feel like your feet are moving along train tracks going down the mat. And then just take a moment to bend in that back knee. Feel that rotation of pelvis towards navel, then straighten your back leg. We'll meet once again with our hands at heart center. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, let's hook the right elbow to the outside of that left thigh. Breathing into it. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, you might twist a little bit more. Remember, you can always drop onto that back knee if you need a little bit more stability. And focus on your drishti, that one non-moving point if you find you're getting a little bit wobbly. And once you're ready, let's lower the hands down, framing our front foot. Inhale, reach the chest forward. On an exhale, let's straighten the front leg, feeling the belly move towards the thigh. Moving through at your own pace. You have all the same options you had on the first side. You can grab onto some props if you need them. You can take a rest if you need it. Just communicate with your body, seeing what it needs. Beautiful. Once you're ready, let's find that low lunge. Plant the palms. Let's step it back to our high plank. Moving through your flow of choice, taking it through chaturanga and up dog into down dog, or you can always modify or skip out on it at this point. Pedaling out the feet, bending one knee, then the other. And from here, you can slowly begin stepping to the top of the mat, and we'll lower it down into our comfortable seated position. Take your time to get there. And from here, bring the palms face up and slowly lower it all the way down onto the mat. You can walk your heels in towards your hips. Bring your heels in close enough that you can lightly graze the backs of your heels with your fingertips. And make sure your low back is nice and flat on the mat to begin. From here, we're going to come into bridge, but this time I want you to press your elbows into the mat, but bring your fingertips to face the ceiling. So your palms are facing one another. Continue to press those elbows into the mat and begin lifting your hips up towards the ceiling. Feel your shoulder blades move towards one another as you continuously press the elbows into the mat. Maybe your hips reach a little bit higher, but make sure your knees aren't flailing out to the sides. You want to keep your knees stacked right above the ankles. Once you're ready, lower down from upper, middle, to lower back, lowering down one vertebra at a time. Bringing the bottoms of the feet together to touch, allowing your knees to open wide. Bringing one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Just feeling that rise and fall of your chest, that rise and fall of your belly. Just feeling that connection with your breath. Trying to take longer inhales, longer exhales, and really trying to find that complete depth of breath. Fully inhaling, fully exhaling. On your own time, place your hands on the outsides of your thighs, guiding your knees back together. Bring your feet hip distance from one another, stacking knees right above ankles. We're going to come into another bridge pose with that same arm positioning. Pressing your elbows into the mat, feel your shoulder blades move towards one another, and feel your hips reach up towards the ceiling. And from here, we're going to take a few rounds, just slowly lower it down from upper, middle to lower back. And you'll lift up once again. Just moving at your own pace. We're going to take one more round, seeing where your depth is. Maybe hips reach up a little bit higher. Maybe shoulder blades come a little bit closer together. And lowering it down from upper, middle to lower back. Lowering the hands down by the sides, heel toeing your feet forward and out towards the wide edges of your mat, and windshield wipering the knees, allowing one knee in, the other knee out. Relaxing tension from the low back. Just beginning to slow things down. Hugging your knees in towards your chest, rocking from right to left. Interlacing your fingers across your left shin, extending your right leg long, lowering it all the way down. Invite your left knee in towards your left armpit, avoiding the ribcage, finding your wind removing pose. See where you want to take it. If you're feeling a little bit more open, you might bring the bottom of your left foot to face the ceiling, grabbing onto the bottom of the foot with your left hand, bringing the knee even closer towards the mat. Eventually releasing the grip a bit, we'll come into a spinal twist. Place your right hand onto your left thigh. We'll extend the left arm out in line with the shoulder like a wing, and then guide the knee across your body, that left knee across the body towards the right side, bringing your gaze towards your left fingertips. So you're really feeling that wringing out action of the body, feeling that pull in opposite direction. See if you can keep that left shoulder grounded onto the mat as you twist a little bit deeper. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, you might twist a little bit more. Let out sighs, let out any sounds you need to. Eventually, we'll take it back to center, hugging the knees in towards the chest. Interlacing the fingers across the right shin, we'll extend that left leg all the way down onto the mat. Bring your right knee towards your right armpit, taking that wind removing pose, and you have the same option you had on the first time. Maybe you're bringing the bottom of your right foot to face the ceiling, finding that the knee moves closer towards the mat, but not forcing it. And once you're ready, we'll come into our spinal twist on this side. So you'll extend your right arm out in line with your shoulder like a wing, and we'll guide that right leg across the body towards the left side wall, bringing your gaze towards your right fingertips. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, maybe twisting a little bit more. Seeing where you want to take it on this side. Cleansing the body. And once you're ready, you can take it back to center. Square off your hips. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Give yourself the biggest hug you've had all day.
Taking little sips of air in through the nose. On an exhale.
Releasing into your mat. Relaxing fingers, relaxing toes, relaxing every muscle, every joint in the body. Allow yourself to create space here. Space both physically and mentally. Thank you for moving with me. Thank you for holding me accountable to you. It was a pleasure. I really look forward to seeing you next time. I'm sending lots of love and positive energy your way. Stay here for as long as you like. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.